Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading, a very late royal reading, and I do apologise for that. I wasn't actually going to do a reading today. I have a very old friend arriving early tomorrow morning at the airport, flying a long way in to South Africa, and I have to get up very early in the morning and drive a long way to the airport, and so I was going to take an evening off. But as I was going about my business, getting the house ready for her, what did I see but headlines in the Daily Mail: real and disgusting threats faced by Meghan Markle while she was living in Britain. This is today. This is not 2018 or 2017 or 2019. This is today. Very late November 2022 that this story is coming out. It's coming out because the ex-counter-terror chief, Neil Basu, I'm not sure how to say his name, B-A-S-U, is leaving the Metropolitan Police after 30 years. He is the most senior ethnic minority policeman in the UK. And he has things to say. He's given an interview and a lot of parting shots. And among them, he said that there was a series of threats against Meghan Markle, online threats from what I gather. Disgusting threats, real and disgusting threats that were credible to the extent that teams were sent to investigate them, and they resulted in prosecutions. He also suggests that his outspoken views on race cost him the top job at the National Crime Agency. He's very woke. He's very vocal about racial inequality in the UK, problems in the police force, and obviously this issue that he claims Meghan Markle faced, and that was handled by the police, by the Metropolitan Police, investigated and resulted in prosecutions. I'm going to look at this because, my spidey senses are saying, And let's remind you that we are dealing with tarot cards here. This is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. I'm using the ordinary Rider-Waite cards for this reading, and I didn't think we needed anything fancy for it. Interesting timing this, isn't it? Because we know who are, as my friend is flying to me in South Africa, two others are flying to Boston for their big moment with Earthshot. And how interesting that this interview should be released right now about these disgusting threats that Meghan Markle was faced with. Online threats. Comments in the Daily Mail. I'm being snarky. But we're going to look at this. We're going to look at the seriousness of the threats. We're going to look at the prosecutions that might have resulted. We're going to see how Harry felt about them. We're going to see Howie, as some people like to call him, how Meghan felt about them. Why now? Why now is this being discussed? And the outcome of this shocking revelation. Shocking, I tell you. So that's what we're going to do with the Rider-Waite 7-card reading and my night off. And bless all who are travelling far distances tonight. And may they reach their destinations safely. So, there we go. 7 cards coming up. And underlying energy, as we always do. I've got the King of Pentacles, that has been, but it's also a chief. That's him. This is this ex-counter-terror chief, whose name I'm not sure I'm pronouncing correctly. But there he is, the boss. That's the King of Pentacles. That's what the King of Pentacles literally is. He's the boss. He wanted to go further in his career. He obviously feels that he was stopped because he was outspoken. He was, He was controversial. He was possibly the wrong colour. Reading between the lines, he seems to be claiming that his own ethnicity might have had something to do with the fact that he didn't reach the pinnacle of career success. But here we have the King of Pentacles, who is the pinnacle of career success. He's had a long, solid career. 30 years he's had. That is the King of Pentacles. He's done very well. He's he's highly regarded. He's solid. He's the boss. He's the top dog. So there he sits. The King of Pentacles. I have no idea what star sign this man is. It's an earth sign, but it doesn't necessarily mean he himself is an earth sign. It means that he's the go-to guy, someone you can trust. So that's good. That's his energy coming right through. Heart of this strangely elongated reading. Let's see the heart of this reading. And a burden, a terrible burden that has been carried. A lonely journey. Somebody's having a lonely journey. Our King of Pentacles here has had the struggle. He felt that he was going against the flow. He was going a solitary journey because of his race, because of his ethnicity. Felt that this was a long uphill battle that he had to endure to get to the top, and he didn't quite make it to the top, as I keep saying. That is the struggle that he feels personally that he had to endure in the UK. So that's his interpretation of his life, his perspective, his experience of his life. And I know there is racism in the world. I live in South Africa. I know that. That is his perspective. That is his point of view. That's his personal feelings. It's not Meghan. We're not getting to Meghan yet, but here we go. Tell me about the threats, the online threats that she was subjected to while she was a working royal in the UK. How awful were they? And we get the Two of Wands. My opinion. Let's make it very clear. This is my opinion. Not really. That's not a threat card. The Two of Wands is a plan, a strategy. I'm almost, I'm so revolted by the energy that I'm getting in this reading. And the energy that came off that article is why I came here and I got the cards out and I took time out of a very busy evening to come here and stand here and do this reading, because this is revolting. This is planned. This is a strategy. This is something that was set up. My opinion, my very personal opinion as a tarot reader, it was a strategy. And we know from what Tom Bower said in his book, Revenge, Meghan had a plan when she came into the royal family. She wasn't going to stick around. She was looking across the ocean back at California. She was holding that world in her hand. She was going places, and the places were not some dull little town on a rainy day where kids were lined up in the street to wave at her and give her little bedraggled posies, and she had to go to talk to aging actors and actresses and stuff like that. She had much bigger things in mind. So that's the nature of the threat. I think personally that the nature of the threat was not the online threats to Meghan Markle, but the threat that Meghan Markle posed to the royal family. Do I sound bitter and cynical tonight? Just a tad. We're in that energy. We are in this dogfight now. We are in real revenge. Tom Bower was so right with that title. So right. We are in that energy now, and it is brutal. Let me tell you. So, results of prosecutions were some crazy people taken out and locked up and sent to the tower for all of this. Queen of Swords. I don't think so. I don't think so. Queen of Swords could be a prosecutor type energy. Could be. But who's the Queen of Swords? Who was around then? A very wise woman, a very shrewd woman, someone who had seen it all in her 70 years on the throne, someone who was the embodiment of justice in the UK at that time. I would say that this man who felt so burdened perhaps took those things there to the justice system headed by this monarch this very wise, very shrewd, very clear-sighted woman, and didn't get very far. Doesn't look like heads rolled. It doesn't look like people were sent to prison. I've got all kinds of cards in the tarot deck that would show me that. 7 of Swords, Death, Hanged Man, Ace of Swords. That would be a nice prison sentence for someone. But we got the Queen of Swords. We have got the late Queen herself there. So, how did Harry feel about these terrible threats, these online threats to his darling wife? Oh, broke his heart. I'm going to leave you, Has. If they do this, if they keep posting these things threatening me because I'm a biracial woman, I'm going to leave you. 2 of Cups in reverse. This was a make or break deal for his relationship with her. You've got to protect me, Has. We've got to go back to California where there is no racism at all. And it's me or them, literally. How did she feel about these threats? Got to leave them, got to go, 8 of Cups. We're walking, we're going. Hate these English people, they're so racist, they're so toxic. Those comments they write in the Daily Mail, I've spent hours every day retorting, setting up my own accounts to clap back at them, but they're so brutal, they're so witty, they're so sharp, they're so harsh, they're so hilarious. I remember those days when I couldn't believe my eyes at what was going on in the royal family and found comfort in the comments section of the Daily Mail where there were like-minded souls, much wittier than I, because that's one thing the Brits can certainly do. Write a dry comment in the Daily Mail. And it was, thank God, it's not just me. There are other people out there that are questioning the evidence of their own eyes. But she, wounded, devastated, got to go because somebody wrote, what an odd square-shaped pregnancy she has, and how weird that she can squat while she is 25 months pregnant in those giant feet and those high heels, and can't bear it, got to go. They're so nasty to me, so mean, got to go. I think we have it here. Thank you, good old Rider-Waite. So why now? Why is this now a big issue? Because there is a decision and there is a crossroads and there is a problem. Somebody is making a decision, and there are a few somebodies making decisions, seemingly and allegedly. And the first somebody that's making a decision, allegedly, has been. Do I stay or do I go? He went because he was threatened. But now doesn't want to be around her anymore. By all accounts, we're going to have to do another divorce reading. That is one of the decisions that is being made, that is being hesitated over. King Charles also making decisions. Do they go to the coronation? Do they keep their titles? Do their children get titles? All those kinds of decisions are being made. The Councillor of State thing is going through Parliament at the moment, and it could be a whole lot worse than the bill that they are currently debating. It could be so much worse. So there are all kinds of decisions being made. Also decisions possibly about interviews, promotion for the book, for the Netflix documentary, celebrity interviews, as we know, didn't seem to work out so well. People thinking, nah, I don't really want to have her on my show. Do we renew the Spotify deal with her? Those podcasts that were so awful. Things going on that haven't quite materialized yet. And the final card in this reading, this sour little reading, is the outcome of this for her. What is going to be the outcome? It's not going to get any traction it's not going to achieve its desired results. 8 of Wands in reverse. She's going to get clapped back. He's going to get some consequences. He's going to feel the consequences of this interview, I would say. It's going to be a bit of a Prince Andrew moment, dare I say it. That infamous interview that he gave, where he thought he was clearing his name, but in fact was digging a giant hole for himself. And I feel particularly sorry for Princess Beatrice. I always feel very sorry for her when I think about that. This is not going to, it's not going to fly. It's not going to help. It's not going to have its intended result. It's going to be off the front pages and it's going to be disappeared pretty quickly. I probably just caught it because I was glancing at the headlines as I was tidying up and shutting down the house for the day and getting ready to go to bed early because, as I say, got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. It's not gonna do what she wants it to do. It's going to be stopped. It's going to be blocked. It is not going to change people's opinions about her. It's not going to make them feel oh so sad for her. She felt oh so sad for herself because people were critical of her, and rightly so, and justifiably so, and that is called free speech, a thing that Harry himself does not appreciate, does not approve of, and was very quick to tell everyone he thought was a load of whatever in the United States. But there it is, pretty clear. I don't think this reading could be clearer. His energy, whole lot of hocus pocus, I would say. The nature of the threats didn't get very far. Queen, I think, justice system said, nah, not really. Harry was threatened. Divorce, I'm going to leave you unless you leave. She left the UK. Couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand the level of criticism she was subjected to by people who were absolutely right and absolutely entitled to comment on her and all the faults that they saw in her when she was parading around as a pretend royal for those 72 days she was a working royal. So that is your reading. I'm going to pack the cards away. I'm going to carry on cleaning and tidying and getting ready, and think of me and think of my friend and think of William and Catherine, even more importantly, as they fly into the storm that she has ready for them. That's the reading. Thank you for watching. I may not see you tomorrow. It depends how we go. Depends on how tired we are and how much catching up we've got to do. But if I don't show up tomorrow, I will certainly show up again on Thursday.